but I can't get out of bed. There's too much in my head. I could be more faithful, but I feel let that happen. So I run around instead. I wanna be good to myself, love hard to breathe more, drink less. I wanna be seen in my best, sleep more, be nice a lot less.
Hey, so I feel like shit. So it is Wednesday afternoon now. I'm finally starting this vlog. I did mention to you guys in last week's vlog that my mental health has not been great over the last week or so. Still not doing too well, which is why I have resisted starting this vlog. It's like I wanted to do it, but my brain was just like, nope, you can't do that. You can't start a vlog right now. It's not happening. I have been feeling a little bit better over the last couple of days. It's just the sleeping that is getting me down. I swear to God, I slept for 9 hours last night. I got out of bed, I got dressed, immediately got back into bed and slept for a further 2 hours. And it's a whole lot. And yeah, just depression is a bitch. And I know, because I know myself, and this has been going on for like the last 9 years on and off. Like I know that it won't last very long and I'll kick myself out of it soon. But just the period of being in it is a bitch. And I fucking hate it. So I haven't finished a book. I should have finished a book in this time. The book that I'm currently reading is 3/5 by John Vircher. This is a review copy that was sent to me by Pushkin Press, so thank you so much to Pushkin for sending this my way. The release date on this I think is the 4th of October this year, but Pushkin sent me 3 books written by Black authors, and I am going to be making a video where I review all 3 of them because I think all 3 are out at the beginning of October. This one is the adult book of the 3, and on Goodreads it's listed as a thriller. I believe that this is already out in the US. I would disagree. I would say it's probably more of just a general fiction or a lit fic book. It follows a biracial main character called Bobby, and Bobby's best friend has just got out of prison. They met when they were kids at school and became friends, and they were both obsessed with comics. Aaron went to jail, and now that he's come out, he is a newly converted white supremacist. Now Bobby, as I mentioned, is biracial. He is half black, however he is also white passing. Because of the time that this takes place, I think it is early 90s, like 94, Bobby has kept the fact that he has a black father a secret. His father isn't around, so it's not like his father is there as a reminder to everybody that he is half black, so he just passes for white, and the fact that his father is black has always been a secret, especially now that he's found out that his best friend is a white supremacist. So on the night of Aaron's release, Bobby witnesses him hit a black boy with a brick, and they both drive away, and the guilt is eating up at Bobby throughout this book. We also follow a couple of other perspectives in here as well. We follow Bobby's mother, who's a recovering alcoholic. She's an alcoholic trying to stay on the wagon, and we also follow a black doctor who works at the hospital where the boy that Aaron assaulted has been brought in. This book so far is actually really good. I didn't know how I would feel about it. I haven't read anything from John Vircher before, and this is outside of my comfort zone, but I think writing style wise it is extremely readable and it is very compelling. At the moment I'm kind of more interested in the storylines of the black doctor and also Bobby's mother than I am Bobby and Aaron's storyline that's going on. Definitely finding that more compelling, and it kind of alternates chapters, so you have a chapter from Bobby and then a chapter from the perspective of somebody else, and I'm just dying to read the perspectives that aren't Bobby. This is also set on the background of the O.J. Simpson trial and also the LA riot, so there's a lot of that coming into it as well, and people commenting on the trial and things like that, whether they think he did it. And there's also a lot of illustration of the racial prejudice going on at this time. Content warning on this, as you can imagine, there is a lot of racist language and racist slurs in here, including the N-word repeatedly, but there is also homophobic and ableist language in here as well. I am enjoying it. I'm currently on page 200, so I'm definitely going to finish this tonight. I only have 50 pages left. Would have finished it last night, but I spent the majority of last night playing Fortnite with Ryan. The new season of Fortnite starts tomorrow, and I'm currently on level 97 or 98 of the battle pass, and I want to get to 100, so I need to get to level 100 tonight, but I will also finish this book as well. So the only other thing that I have to fill you in on is that I received some mail. Now this is a birthday present from Curtis, and if you guys remember, my birthday is actually at the beginning of May. It was something that I saw online that I really wanted. It was a pre-order. It was supposed to be shipped in June, but then with COVID delays and everything, it only turned up a couple of days ago. So I haven't opened this yet because I was waiting to start this vlog so I could show you guys, but let's see if I can get into it. It's been, ouch, stapled on. And pretty much as soon as I've showed this to you guys, I'm gonna roll it back up and put it back in here because I want to put some shelves up in the living room, and I think that these are going to be going in the living room when I've done that. I will also show you the fireplace that I finished painting in last week's vlog. It looks amazing. Next job is to tackle the marble, which I may do this weekend. Okay, so I ordered a set of Throne of Glass dust jackets. So these, I think they're from Nerdy Post. I will put the website down below. I believe that they sold out of the initial pre-order of these. I don't know if or when they will be coming back into stock, if they have, but they are these beautiful illustrated dust jackets. So here we have Throne of Glass with Selena on. We then have the Assassin's Blade that has Sam on. Crown of Midnight, I believe, is Dorian. Heir of Fire is Rowan. Queen of Shadows is Manon and Braxis. Empire of Storms is Lysandra. Tower of Dawn is, of course, Kaol. And then finally, Kingdom of Ash is Irene. They also came with a couple of little extra bits. Ooh, I didn't actually know that they were coming with these. So the first one is an illustrated map of Aurelia. We also have this print of the Stag of Terrason. And then the last thing that came in it. Oh, okay. So there's this little letter that came with it that says, citizens of Terrason, due to recent and ongoing battles affecting much of the population, there has been several unforeseen delays on many shipments, including this highly anticipated cargo, for which we sincerely hope the 2 added gifts will ease any troubles gained during the extended wait. Keep safe, stay well, rattle the stars. So these were extra gifts, which is amazing. I didn't expect it because I fully accepted that these were going to take a while to arrive anyway, but yeah, these are absolutely stunning. I love them so much. We also have on the flaps the illustration of parts of the map, and something that I do really like about these that you don't often see with dust jackets is that, I'm not sure how well you guys can see, but there is actually a fold in there to show you where you fold it for the edge of the dust jacket. So as I mentioned, I will pop the website down below for those. Don't know how many are available at this time, but you guys can go check it out if you would like to. Hey guys, I'm back because I just finished 3/5 by John Vircher, and wow, was the end of this heartbreaking. I almost shed a tear, and if you guys know me, then you will know that that almost never happens. This book deals with a lot of difficult topics. We have obviously the racism. The center of the story is racism. I've also mentioned the homophobic and ableist language in here, but homophobia is a bit of a theme throughout this as well. We also have alcoholism as a theme, and something that I forgot to mention earlier is that there are also trigger warnings for rape and suicide in here. So it's definitely a hard-hitting novel. It deals with a lot of difficult things. Really upsetting ending to this book. I gave it 4 stars overall. I really liked the writing style in here. I didn't really know what to expect from this going into it, but I think it is compulsively readable. The way that the tension is built in this novel throughout really had me just flicking pages as fast as I could at some points in it. I will say that up until the last couple of Bobby's chapters, I was, as I mentioned earlier, more interested in the other characters' perspectives in this book, but I think the way that everything came together and how the effects of one person affected a lot of other people in these ripples outwards was really, really well done. Now obviously I cannot speak for the representation of black people in this book, but the main character Bobby is a biracial white passing man. I'm not a man, but I can speak on the biracial representation in here. I'm not white passing, I'm light skinned, but I do think that this book also did a good job of tackling some of the complex issues that biracial people deal with when they are white passing or light skinned in a racist environment, and also when they've been raised by a white family, which I also have as well. So like I mentioned earlier, this book is already available in the US. However, the release date for the UK is the 4th of October. Would recommend that you pick this up if anything I've said sounds interesting. However, do be warned that it does deal with difficult topics. It doesn't shy away from them, and it definitely does not shy away from the homophobic, ableist and racist language that I mentioned earlier. So on my Bookopoly TBR, this was to read a book that was inspired by the past, as this is set in 1995 at the same time as the O.J. Simpson trial was going on and the LA riot. So that is done. I have 3 books left on my TBR, and not including today, I have 5 days to read 3 books, and one of them is nearly 600 pages. I do know what my Bookopoly TBR for next month is going to be now. I really just do not want to take a punishment. If I can manage to finish the other 2 books on my August TBR and just make a start on this, then I don't have to take a punishment, because it doesn't count for books that I've already started and not managed to finish. It only counts if I haven't even attempted to read them at all. So that's what I'm currently aiming to do. So the next book that I'm going to be picking up is going to be Girls of Storm and Shadow by Natasha Nyan. This is the sequel to Girls of Paper and Fire, and it is an East Asian inspired fantasy about a girl. Is she called Lei? Yeah. And she has been chosen to become a paper girl, which is a concubine to the king. In the society, there are 3 castes of people. You have the paper caste, who are human, the moon caste, who are demons, and then in between that you have a caste that I don't remember the name of, and they are in between human and demon. So Lei is chosen to be one of these paper girls. This book deals with sexual assault quite heavily. There are themes of it running all the way throughout, and she starts to grow closer to a girl who is another one of the paper girls. This is a sapphic book. There is a female-female relationship in here. I read the first book back in 2018 or 2017. I want to say it was 2018. I think that's when the first book was released, and I gave it 4 stars at the time, but I wasn't as critical as I am now. I kind of did this thing occasionally where if I wanted to love a book more and it didn't quite live up to my expectations, I would mark it a little bit higher because I liked the concept. I don't do that anymore. So if I'd have read Girls of Paper and Fire now, it probably would have been 3 stars. So I'm not overwhelmingly excited to pick this up, to be honest, but I am somebody who likes to finish series and continue on with them. So I am hoping that I enjoy this one a little bit more than I enjoyed the first one. It's not that I disliked it at all. I think I thought that the plot was a little bit underdeveloped in a few places and a little bit rushed in a few places, and I would have liked it to go into more detail on a few aspects, but I didn't not enjoy it. I just didn't love it. So yeah, I don't really want to read this. It's 400 pages, but it is on my August TBR, and I'm just hoping that I enjoy it more than I enjoyed the first book in the series. If I do, it will be a win, and then there'll just be 1 more book left in this trilogy. So I need to start this tonight. I'm just really not in the mood for reading right now. It's nearly 11 p.m, so still a couple of hours before I would normally go to bed. I do still want to play Fortnite, but Curtis is currently playing Rock Band, so I'll have to wait till he's done. But yeah, I'll probably make a start on this, play some Fortnite, and then get some sleep eventually. I just hope I start to feel better soon, because the thing about this and the thing about depression, the one aspect of it that gets to me the most is the anger at myself, because I'm such a logically minded person and I'm not emotionally driven. I'm much more logically driven when it comes to pretty much everything. Knowing what is wrong with me and not being able to overcome it is the most frustrating thing, and one of the most exhausting things about depression for me is the frustration that I feel at myself all the time, and just being in this state of frustration constantly is so tiring, and trying to do things and fighting against yourself and your own mindset and your own motivation is just so frustrating and so exhausting, but I just gotta power through. It's the only thing that ever works for me, just powering through. In a week or so, it will pass. I will be fine. I'm just not doing so great right now. Hey guys, so I kind of ghosted on you for a few days. I'm feeling quite a bit better now. I've been reading, but not a great deal. I think, was it Wednesday that I checked in with you last? I've also been playing quite a bit of Fortnite. I did manage to get to level 100 and I've started the new season. A lot of people, well, there's some people saying the Epic have sold out, and then there's some people who are really excited because it has a ton of superheroes in it. I like the amount of skins that are on the battle pass, but I don't generally like superheroes that much, so I'm in between, but it's fun, I guess. I just like the gaining things with every level. I don't really much care what it is, but I have been playing a little bit of Fortnite with my spare time and working a bunch. But I have been reading Girls of Storm and Shadow by Natasha Nyan. I'm currently on page 182, so very nearly halfway through this. I have given up on my Bookopoly TBR at this point. I've just filmed my Bookopoly TBR for September, and I've taken a punishment book and accepted defeat on this one, so now my only goal for the rest of the month is to finish this by tomorrow, because I've been reading around 100 pages a day, so if I read 100 pages tonight and 100 pages tomorrow, then this one will be all done, and then my plan for next week is to not vlog on Monday because that's the last day of August, and start my vlog on Tuesday, which will be the first day of the Bookoplathon with a brand new TBR. I am actually really enjoying this. I know I told you guys on Wednesday that if I read Girls of Paper and Fire now, I probably would have rated it 3 stars, but there's a couple of things that I forgot about this series that I do really enjoy. I remembered that my favorite thing about this series in general is the atmosphere. I really like the world that Natasha and Yana's created. I especially like the Steel cast, which is the cast that I couldn't remember the name of, that are part demon, part human, and just the way that they're pictured. There's a couple of characters in here that I really love called Bo and Nitta. They're a couple of thieves and they're siblings, and they're really funny. They're also demon cast, they're snow leopard forms. And the other thing that I really like about this series is the writing. I think that the writing is really strong in here, and it's very, as you can imagine, atmospheric. The world building is great. I think possibly the reason that I don't love this series is because I'm not particularly attached to the characters, and maybe the plot as well, because I am really enjoying this book, and the 200 pages that I've read I've really enjoyed. I just, in terms of plot progression, considering I'm halfway through, I don't feel like a whole ton is happening. This is kind of a traveling book as well. The characters are on their way to a variety of places to accomplish something, so that could be a reason why there's not a whole ton of plot, but I'm definitely enjoying the new places that they're visiting and the introduction of not only new characters but new types of characters, because as I mentioned, I like the depiction of the Steel and the Moon cast in this book. So that is where I'm up to with reading. I'm just about to film the first part of the review video that I'm going to be doing for a few arcs that are released in October, so I'll essentially be reviewing 3/5, and then when I finish another book I'll add another clip to that video, and that should come to you guys early October. And then I think I'm going to go for a walk because I've been trying to get myself out of the house a little bit more. I say that, I haven't actually managed to get myself out of the house yet, but the idea is that I want to be venturing outside a little bit more to stop me feeling so stir crazy, because as I've mentioned to you, that is my main issue that I'm dealing with right now with why I'm not feeling too great. So as soon as I finish filming, I'm going to go for a walk with Curtis, and then I have my Patreon live show at 9 p.m. tonight. So still quite a bit that I'm going to be doing today, but I'm also hoping to find some time to read and also play a little bit of Fortnite.
I knew when I saw you, didn't care about the party. Wishing all of these people would just head out so we can talk. I could tell by the smile when you asked where to write your name on my wall. Wish I met you at 16, wish I could have taken you to prom. Better late than never, I see us spending days together, sketching pictures up and singing songs, wondering what I did before you came along. Oh, you're just what I need, the best part of me. Somehow it keeps getting better. I waited forever, but better late than never. Better late than never. Good days and bad days, I know I can call you, 'cause you always have answers to problems that I could never solve. Never met green eyes, I love to get lost in.
So I'm just popping in briefly to show you the fireplace that I painted last week, because I haven't shown it you since I put the dark grey gloss on. I was going to sort out the marble this weekend, but I just didn't get around to it. However, it is a bank holiday, so I might do that tomorrow, because I do still have to work tomorrow, but not as much as usual. Please excuse the cardboard. We obviously have a lot of cardboard because we're self-employed, and currently it just gets shoved in that corner until we take it to the tip. And then the cat toys are also down there as well. Half of the things that are cluttering that table as well need to go back on the fireplace, but you're not supposed to wash it for like a week, so I didn't want to put anything on it either. However, it has been a week now, so I can actually do that. Hey, so it's like 1:30 a.m. now. There is a fly in this room that's being really annoying. I think I accidentally let it through the door earlier, and for some reason they always end up in my reading room, and then it's really annoying because they just buzz. So I'm gonna try and hunt that down and kill it in the morning. But for now, I have just finished Girls of Storm and Shadow by Natasha Nyan. This came out as a 4 stars, which I wasn't necessarily surprised about, but with me saying that when I read Girls of Paper and Fire, I probably would have given it a 3 if I read it now. I kind of thought that this would come out similarly, but no, low 4 stars, and the reason for that is that I do really like the atmosphere and the writing in here. The characters I like. There are some characters that I like a lot more than others. The main character of Lei, I like her, but I'm not overly fond of her. But I did, as I mentioned, really like the side characters of Bo and Nissa, and then there's also a character introduced called Lova that I really like. I definitely find these side characters more enjoyable than the main characters in here, although the side characters are kind of main characters. One of my issues with the main characters that I had in here, it's kind of understandable with where the plot goes, but one of my favorite elements of this book is that Lei and her love interest, who I don't want to say the name of because I can't remember whether it's a surprise or not in the first book. Like, it is a female-female relationship, that isn't a surprise. I just can't remember if it's a surprise who she ends up in a relationship with. But one of the things I really enjoyed about the first book was the chemistry between Lei and the love interest, and I did feel like that was missing here. Now, with the way that the plot goes and the themes of this book, that does make sense. However, I did kind of miss it because that was one of my favorite elements of the first book. This definitely reads like a filler book, and I typically don't mind those. My favorite book in the Grisha trilogy is the second book, Siege and Storm, that everybody hates because it has a lot of character development and stuff in it, even though nothing really happens with the plot. So filler books, generally don't mind them. However, the pacing in here felt a little bit off, but it is that kind of filler book where it's about character development and the characters getting from one place to another emotionally. There's a lot of traveling in here. That is pretty much the main of the plot of the book, is that they're traveling to places to accomplish things. But plot wise, it was really setting it up for the last book in the series, I want to say. And I also actually really liked the final conflict in this book. So overall, I did really like this one. I'm glad that I ended up really liking this one because I was kind of dragging my feet on picking it up. But yeah, I will definitely be reading the third book in this series. I'm not sure when it's released. I'm not sure if it was supposed to be released this year and has been pushed back, but it is definitely being published in at least 2021 now. I think March, but I don't know where I've got that date from. So maybe March 2021, but I'm not sure. So for my Bookopoly TBR, this was on there to read a young adult fantasy, and this was also a gift from Kimberly. So thank you so much, Kimberly, for sending this my way. I really enjoyed it. So that is about it for this vlog, and this is also the last book that I'm going to be reading this month. Probably not even going to read tomorrow. If I do, I may read something that I'm already in the middle of, because I have like 4 books I'm currently reading on Goodreads, but I haven't picked them up in months. So I may just read a little bit in them or read like a graphic novel or something. I'm not starting anything like a full-size book before the start of September and the Bookopoly-thon. I just posted my Bookopoly-thon TBR and it is intense, so I need the entire month and a clean slate to get that done, because yeah, there's a lot of stuff on there. I have also, I think I mentioned, just given up on August Bookopoly as well. I've taken a punishment. The book I'm reading for my punishment, I'm actually excited to read, even though it does put a little bit more pressure on me to read more in September. So that is about it for this vlog. I do believe it is a short one this week, but to be quite honest, nothing eventful at all has happened to me this week. Mental health was trash at the beginning of the week. I was not doing too good at all, but I do feel, not 100% now, but I definitely feel a lot better. Like, I'm not feeling overly energetic and overly motivated to do things, but I'm not feeling down all the time. I'm kind of just at an okay place now, which is fine. It's good, because that means I can work my way up to a little bit of a higher place. So yeah, mental health up and down all over the place this week. My life, nothing really has been accomplished. I went for a walk. That was the high point of this week. And to be fair, I read 2 books, which isn't bad, because with me feeling mentally slumpy, I feel like I've been reading slumpy as well. But 2 books, I mean, it's 600 pages, so nothing phenomenal, but 2 books is still pretty good. So that's about it for this week, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog if you've made it this far. If you have, please don't forget to like if you liked it and subscribe if you wanna. And I will see you guys next week for Bookopoly-thon vlog 1.
Oh, you bite your friend like chocolate. You say you will go where nobody knows, with guns hidden under our petticoats. We're never gonna quit it, no, we're never gonna quit it, no.